Hey, it's Heidi from A Lively Hope. Today I am going to be sharing my artist diary from April of 2025. So, a lot of things are happening for us right now, and I'm excited to just tell you about it and show you the pieces I've been working on. Currently, I am working on a giant embroidery piece. I'm going to work on it while I chat with you. It is for an art show that I have coming up. It's all about the intersection of faith and belief. So I'm excited about this show, and a lot of my work time has gone into working on this piece. It's a big couching piece, very brightly colored, you'll see. And it's been really fun. Most of the time I get to work on this is maybe in the evenings when I watch a show with my husband or if we have a movie night as a family or something. It's kind of big. It's very big. It's hard to get. I can't take it with me. It has to just kind of sit here in this giant stand that I have and I love for really big pieces because it allows me to use two hands, which helps the process a lot. But I can't just take it to the park or to a kid's, instrument lesson or something. It's just way too big for that. So I will share a link for this stand that I love using. My other necessity for a big project like this, I love these thimbles. It is metal and it fits right around my middle finger and allows me to push on the needle without getting a callus, which is the whole point of a thimble. You don't need me to tell you about thimbles, but I will anyway, apparently. So that is my necessity. I love this thimble. And I'm actually pretty surprised that I haven't lost it, but I use it almost every day. So maybe that's why it's always around. So as far as other things happening this month, we have just finished the regular soccer season for our oldest son, who is a sophomore this year. He has played soccer for years and years, and it's the high school season right now, just wrapping up. They'll be going to the state tournament starting next week, which is very fun. And here where I live in northern Utah, that means, spring soccer could either be lovely 70-degree weather or 2 inches of snow on the ground. And they really just play either way, regardless. So we've sat through a lot of cold games and a lot of vaguely pleasant spring soccer games this season. I gotta turn my piece so I can cut off this thread on the back. I just lost where I was working. There we go. So, we also have our other son is involved in a competitive jump rope team. And this last month, we got to travel to Colorado. It's about a 9-hour drive for us, for him to attend his first official jump rope competition, which was so fun. And I tell you what, the energy level of these jump rope kids is incredible. And we love the atmosphere. They're all so supportive. They cheer each other on. It's really, really a great place for him to be. He's 11, and I'm really excited for him to be able to spend some time with these older kids that are like mentors to him. And he's just working hard and learning how to jump rope, and it's been really awesome. So that was a fun little weekend trip. And then the rest of the month has been at home and kind of working on getting ready for my summer shows coming up. I have been working on some abstract textile pieces that have been so fun. It's really interesting for me to take an idea out of my head and see it come to fruition just as I had hoped on the canvas. So I'll move this out of the way so I can show you some of those pieces. They're all brightly colored, which is not really a surprise. They have, let's see, I'll put it this way. They are mounted on canvas, but my frame guy, also known as Jason, my husband, is still working on getting the custom frames made. So this is a lot of just playing with color and form, kind of the shape and how the colors interact. Not a ton of like hidden meaning or anything in them, just really playing with color and shape. And it's been such a fun exercise. A lot of these things originate in my sketchbook and then come to fruition. This is probably my favorite piece of this round. I love the play of color and texture from the stitching on there. I just think it's really enjoyable. And then here's the last one. They all still have thread attached to them. So again, lots of just playing and experimenting with color and form. That's been really enjoyable. I've got a list here to make sure I don't forget to tell you anything. I have started working on English paper piecing, a project which I love looking and learning about English paper piecing, but I have never done it myself. So I bought, on accident, I spent some birthday money of mine. I mean, I spent the money on purpose, but I accidentally bought the templates for English paper piecing that were much too big for my project that I had in mind. I didn't realize how they're measured. They're measured this way rather than the like diameter, and that was my mistake. So I have switched gears to do kind of a learning project with this. And I asked my husband, who is an engineer and is very good at making my ideas for little inventions come to fruition. I asked him to make me a little thing to keep in. So I have this tin where I have, these are the pieces that have been basted. I'm using linen. So those hexies have been basted. And then I've got just a stack of the fabric I'm using and the templates all in here. And I said, I would love to have something where I don't have to pull the thread out of this tin every time I need to get a new length of thread. Would it be possible to have something that the thread spins on? It almost looks like a little sewing machine. To have the thread come off, and then I could have some magnets on the side for, I don't have the needles I don't have the scissors I've been using, but you can kind of see, yeah, that'll work. So I have a smaller pair of scissors that isn't quite so heavy, that magnets to the side, and then I put my needle here, or needles, when they're not in use. So this little thing just sits inside my little cookie tin for this project. And it's all ready to go, and it just sits next to my spot on the couch downstairs, and I'll pull it out usually just on the weekends, because if I have time during the week, I try to devote that to my artwork that will be for sale. But this is just a personal piece, a personal project that I am working on very slowly over time. So it's more of a weekend project for me. So this sits next to me at my spot on the couch. There's a little windowsill there that I keep my projects on. So that sits there. And then I also have my big miter square knit blanket sitting there. So I don't work on those a ton at the moment, but they're there ready for weekend projects if I don't have something else lined up. So that has been very fun. And the other thing I was going to tell you about is, so my husband is a twin. For the past 8 years, my husband and I and his twin brother and his twin brother's wife have gone on a trip together, just the two couples, to just have some dedicated time together. We're very lucky that we all get along really well and just look forward to these trips so much. So we went to southern Utah this year. That's kind of a theme for us because their birthday, normally it's in March, so we need to get somewhere warmer at that time of year. We had to go late this year just because of scheduling conflicts, but it was very fun. We spent a weekend with them. We did a lot of hiking. We ate at some local restaurants. We played a lot of mahjong. I don't know if you know this about me, but I love to play mahjong. And so we just talked a lot and went on some adventures, and it was absolutely perfect. So that has me looking forward to our 9th annual birthday trip a year from now. But that was a really fun highlight of the month for us. So it has been kind of a long time since I've checked in with you. I am hoping to be better about these monthly videos, just checking in and showing you what I've been working on. And in the next few weeks, I will have a couple new kits and patterns released that I am looking forward to showing you. One more thing. So I am a working artist as well as a homeschool mom. My kids are ages 8, 11, 16, and 20. And over the years, it's been a real struggle for me to make time for the artwork that I need to do. I feel like I'm always kind of fitting it in the cracks here and there. And that is probably going to be true always when we have kids at home and we're choosing to homeschool. But one thing that I have set up recently, now that my younger kids are a little bit older, is something to help them be a little more independent in the morning. And I am able to have work time in the morning, which is my best mental time of day. I'm definitely a morning person. So I have set up a chore chart, which is my favorite kind of thing. always loving the chore charts for myself and for my kids. And they have the opportunity to earn $1 a day by doing their morning list without assistance from me. This is kind of a habit training opportunity for them as well as for myself. So there, I wake up before the kids. I have some personal reading time that I really love, and that habit has worked so well for me for years now. I always read some poetry, a nonfiction book, and then kind of I call it a slow but steady. It's often a classic or a bigger, chunkier book that I wouldn't pick up just for fun, maybe, but I might have always wanted to read it. Currently, I'm working my way through Kristen Lavren's Daughter, that trilogy, which is, I think, over 1,100 pages, and it's taken me quite a long time. But that morning reading time is not something I'm willing to give up. So that comes first. And then I have 2 hours set aside for work time. And that could be working on one of these pieces that I've shown you, working on a larger piece. It could be designing a kit or something for the shop. But I try to have about 2 hours where I am working each morning. And the kids are in and out, but their list includes getting themselves breakfast, getting dressed, practicing their instruments, making their beds, just like a normal morning routine. But instead of me being there to kind of encourage them along the way, they are now working on those things themselves. This is mostly for the younger kids. The older kids obviously don't need my help with that. But that change and that shift to decide it is actually really worth it for me to bribe my children for $1 a day to allow me to have that time. And, it's not perfect. They're still kids and they need reminders, and I try to be available to them. I'm often working in the main rooms of our house, but mentally to have that time set aside for me as a busy mom, raising kids, homeschooling kids, that dedicated studio time has been really joyful lately. And I've been able to get more done during that time than I would have expected. So that's a little tip from me to you if you are also in a similar season of life. And I think that's all for this time. So thank you for joining me. I look forward to sharing more with you next month.